Okay, so I think the first thing is to just thank you for being here and being open to sharing and helping me to kind of, you know, get people to understand what's involved with all elements of transformation. So I want to ask first, like, where were you when you started the Health Concierge?
Okay, thank you, Alika. And first of all, the main reason bringing me to you was my nutrition. I was detecting three areas. I was struggling. I was feeling bloated after some meals. I was feeling lack of energy, and I was feeling that I wasn't sleeping well. So nutrition was the main pillar, and I have to say that I embrace the new habits. Especially, I'm feeling more energetic now, and I'm not feeling bloated because now I detect what is the real food. And even if I was talking to friends, I can tell you this for free. It's nuts. It's nuts. And sometimes we need to pay for some piece of advice to embrace the change. And this is exactly what happened with you. We had my favorite session probably was going to supermarket together when we were checking. I've never done this before, checking the labels, ingredients, conservatives, preservatives, the numbers, nothing else but olive oil. So this is something I never even consider. And now I'm more cautious when I choose what to eat.
Yes.
My takeaways from nutrition pillar is half the day for sure. Smoothies. Thank you for your guide. That is very, very, very helpful. Lemon water. That is also a big eye opener. And the 80-20 rule. This is not going to church. Sometimes we can commit some crimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm still struggling a little bit, to be very honest, with the sleep. I'm not sleeping very well, but it's a work in progress. Yeah, I need to be more active. Work is never an excuse,
Yes.
but I need to become more active, like the MRT, breakfast, sun exposure in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably like walking more. Yeah.
But
That is a,
I already detect from that, and because we're all work in progress, right? None of us are ever complete. But what I love about what you shared there is you can tell me very clearly the next area that you really want to deep dive into. And you also can tell me with great awareness of the specific things that are creating issues for you there. Because a part of us is sometimes, you know, we need the knowledge, we need to be able to implement, but there are some things that we know, okay, I'm going to implement that once I've got this bit sorted. And I like hearing you talk about the area also that you feel like you're going to zone in on. So
exactly like that. Sorry, it's awareness. It's
yeah,
like now I'm aware of what is good for my body and what is not, and the allergies, the intolerance, something that of course, we have an idea there, gluten and wheat and sugar, but now I know why the gut's feeding off
yeah,
like the good and bad. Really, it's very good information, and of
yeah,
course,
yeah.
applying to every day.
And you mentioned also something I think is really important, which is, you know, a lot of information that I know you can find on Google. You know, I always say my role is to translate the information into what's actually relevant for you, because every individual is an individual. And so sometimes it's like, you know, people will try to cookie cookie cut it together. So they get pieces of information from this person, a friend, and instead of just hiring somebody that's an expert in the field to help them piece it together in a way that's relevant to them. So what led you to the decision for us to start working together? Because you could have done it
Exactly.
the other way,
So it is true, and I couldn't agree more. Google is a deep ocean of information. Number
right?
one, we don't know how to detect what is fake news or
Yeah,
what is um, a right or wrong on Google, right? What is the source of the information? And the other one is compilation, is that you compile everything very clear way. And it's very structured. And it is like from day one, it's like, okay, these are the steps for nutrition, at least for my main point, right? But yeah, Google is, yeah, we can check, but University of Pennsylvania, say, well, who is the researcher behind, or is it contrasted information? Is it tested? So I know you're a professional. You've been dedicating your entire time
yeah,
professional
yeah,
um, um, career into this field,
yeah.
so I trusted you. in that sense.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. So, what would you say to somebody that is considering working with me and maybe doesn't have either the time or money? So, time and money are the two biggest things that I hear as concerns from people that are considering taking this investment in themselves. So, what would you say to someone who's considering, but maybe is thinking about, I don't know if I have the time or finance to invest?
For time constraints, I don't think that is an issue. That is an excuse. I'm also very busy. Probably
Yeah.
the busiest in my own works.
You are a prime example.
But it's very sim sessions. I mean, like very straightforward, very easy meeting outdoors, and it's a 1 hour a week. I think that shouldn't be the excuse. The time, the money shouldn't be the excuse, because it is a game changer. It's a life changer, because when we believe in something obvious, like, oh, tell me something I don't know, but really, probably what I'm telling back to my friends, oh, I can tell you that for free. Say, probably you can't, or probably you can, but human being is that if we don't pay for something, we don't embrace the change. That is my takeaway here.
Yes.
And what else if we don't pay to a professional? So that, I think that is the key.
I hear you. I mean, as someone dealing with energy all the time, I'm like, there is no such thing as I get this beautiful exchange of energy, but I don't need to give you anything. It just doesn't exist.
So yeah, that is pretty much.
Beautiful. Well, look, I think that wraps it all up for in terms of the things that I wanted to ask you. So I suppose I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for trusting me, for following the process. I always share that there are qualities that I look for in individuals that I want to work with. One of them is the ability to be decisiveness. Like, be like, this is my life. Like, people invest in companies in the stock market and not invest in themselves. I find that crazy. So someone that's decisiveness to be able to say, at this point in my life, this is where I'm going and this is what the support I need to get there. I think also being resourceful, because I feel like sometimes when you're in a process like this, you almost have to kind of look at, okay, how can I be resourceful here with the information that I've got to implement? And even though the concierge program is really to help you implement, I love seeing people that are resourceful in the way that you are. And I think the most important quality that you really showed for me was coachability. Because I think that's such an important quality for us to be able to stay open and coachable, even when our brain wants us to stay stuck. Because the same brain that almost gets us into the challenge that we have, sometimes people are relying on that brain to figure out a way out. And I find that very interesting, that they think they've got this other brain that will resolve it, So I love that you really displayed those qualities and you really just trusted and followed the process. So thank you for that.
Thank you. I'm with you, Elika, and we are not young anymore. I mean, for your audience, I'm 43. Probably we are in a better place professionally, but we are not in a better place as a human. But we are aging, and we can feel that, and we are feeling like our body doesn't recover as it used to when we were 20 years old. We need to be more selective, taking care of our bodies, and that is a perfect machine. If we don't take care of it, we will have big problems in the near future. So it's better to embrace the change and the good habits as soon as possible, because we wouldn't like to regret when we are 50 or 55, right? And
Absolutely.
that is my
beautiful.
That is my experience.